I wanted to sort of put this together because it's aligning and working across various groups within our clients where we really have the most significant impact. Creating that rapport and that relationship is crucial to how we've evolved as a SAM practice and supporting of our clients. And it's really important to ensure that we're recognized to provide the value, but also we're embedded with the different sort of levels of people within the organization to have an impact on their day, to make it better, to remove some of the stress and pressures that come from the industry within. However, a lot of organizations may have dedicated or matrix staff members who are responsible for coordinating interactions with any particular publisher, or in some cases many. And they offer a really significant value. Typically, I would see roles such as IT category managers or procurement or vendor managers. And in the large sort of enterprise organizations, you typically have IT app and program and product owners. And those sort of functions work well in enterprise, but they can also work really well in smaller organizations, but on a different scale. The key really here is having people in the organization that are accountable for the way that Quest products are purchased and deployed, maintained, renewed, and I suppose ultimately decommissioned are really essential to the health of the business. One advantage to the approach that your organization can establish is having gatekeepers that control how the publisher interacts with your organization and can really help you develop the means to mitigate risks from the outset. And this is one of the areas where Anglepoint really expends a lot of time and effort for many of our clients, helping to build management process and protocols and to sort of implementing those controls that look to level the playing field with publishers, whether that's a SAM workshop, program design, audit frameworks, the list goes on. We do a host of this type of work. But all of these efforts have really supported a lot of our clients deriving a huge amount of tangible value from the approach and has significantly improved the readiness of their SAM and ITAM programs. If that's something that's of interest to anybody, if you want to know more, just drop Alex a note in the message board and we can maybe provide some additional information and follow up after the webinar if that's something that has sort of tweaked an interest. I suppose ultimately the aim for organizations of any size, really across all of the bullet headers that we've just sort of gone through, is to have that operational and technical capacity married to really effective monitoring and control that aligns across the business with their procurement and financial governance. Product owners typically build the process and the procedures to drive that everyday efficiency for users and really in accordance to the EULA obligations. Whereas it's the IT procurement and the sort of vendor management sort of focus that really drives that publisher relationship and sort of maintains and understands the publisher technologies that align to the company's particular business objectives. At the same time, that vendor manager may well be working with IT to coordinate that consumption and forecasting before taking the ownership of negotiation with a publisher. Realistically, across all of the different sort of roles that may be there, the ultimate test is for both IT procurement, vendor managers, IT staff to really align that responsibility. Because really when those folks are on the hook is when they have to handle a publisher compliance team after the launch of an audit. How we help all of these particular role sets is to put structure, coordination, and assist in managing those sort of challenges, be it everyday operational day-to-day, or whether it is in respect to managing audits. Across all of this, we work closely with all of these team members on a daily and weekly basis, and it's really to help that client achieve the level of governance necessary to relieve the pressures and really sort of ultimately enable control of any publisher interaction.